Hi, today is May 1st, 2023, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is the first poem of May. It's poem number 718 for the year, and it is called Godawful Rain. As I watched buckets of rain swirling clockwise down a drain, I said inside my mind, "What god-awful rain?" And almost immediately God said inside my mind, "Why are you blaming me? It's not like Oh wait, my bad." And it made me feel much better that God accepted blame for the rain. Poem number 719, The Truth of Its Falseness, for Roger Armbrust. I think it's okay to tell a lie as long as it is quickly followed by the truth of its falseness. And the truth is that last night when I thought the rain was god-awful, I didn't hear God say a single thing. I just thought it would have been funny if God had been like, "Oh wait, yeah, the rain is my fault, sorry." But the truth is, something did speak to me. The idea of God speaking to me spoke to me. So with regard to the lie I told, I think there may be some truth in its falseness. Poem number 720, Announcement. I am not entirely displeased to announce that the poem that I submitted to Maintenant 17, due out in July, was rejected. Poem number 721, On Being Rejected. Maintenant is a great journal of contemporary Dada writing and art, but while I am a huge fan of Dada, and while I believe it has been a big influence on my work, I don't think I'm very good at writing Dadaistic poetry, but I tried, and I thought that what I wrote and submitted to Maintenant in January was better than other poems that I had sent to Maintenant in the past, all of which they have accepted. There will be a group reading in New York, and I probably won't go because I don't want to have to explain to other poets they rejected mine. I have one more poem about this, and I will place my rejected poem inside of it. If it seems as though this rejection is taking up a lot of headspace, it isn't. I'm just always on the lookout for stuff to write about. 5 or more poems a day isn't always as easy as it looks. And the last poem of the day, poem number 722, is called The Rejected Poem. I really like Peter and Kat. They work so hard as editors to make Maintenant the fantastic publication that it is, but I have always had a hard time with their prompts. For issue 17, the prompt was peacefire. When a war ends, the editors wrote, the agreement is called a ceasefire, but when peace ends, there is only war. What might be best, they continued, would be a peacefire. Stand up against the war that never ends and the peace that never comes. I appreciated the sentiment, but I couldn't think of anything to do with it, so I wrote this instead. Peacefire, Piecefire. She held the piece in her hand, then gently pulled down the gentleman's pants. She held the piece at the entrance to his ass and pulled the trigger, filling him with fire and bullets and cum. She told him she would be back next week, which would be just enough time for him to clean out his ass. January 4th, 2023. Now I wish the last line was to recover, which would have been just enough time for him to recover. Or maybe just delete the last 2 lines, which would have been just enough time. I thought the poem was a bit Dada-ish, but the only thing it had to do with the prompt was a play on the word peacefire, so I can see why they rejected it. I'll try again next year. Maybe next year's prompt will trigger something other than someone getting shot in the ass, or maybe the prompt will trigger nothing, or maybe I'll be rejected again. The world is full of possibilities. Okay, that's it. Thank you. I'm glad I got to share the poem with you, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you. Thank you.